All right, Roger Boswell, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Gloria. Good to see you today.
Glad to have you back with us.
Absolutely. Delighted to be back today.
You just asked me, you're like, wow, how long ago was that we were starting back in Florence when we were all visiting? And that was 1999 we started, I started.
Well, that's right, yeah. I moved here in 98, so it's been a great journey for us.
It certainly has. And you've got a lot of things taking place with Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Tell us something.
Well, you know, the month of May has now become traditionally our busy month with doing events. And the outdoor events are very, very popular right now. And we have a golf tournament coming up Monday.
Great.
At Turtle Point, and then a bass tournament in Decatur, launching from Ingalls Harbor on the 14th.
You know, in this time right now, what do the funds go to when you put on a fundraiser like this?
Right now, the biggest thing is that we're preparing for our camp season, and we help hundreds of kids go to camp across North Alabama, and we need those funds in so that we can do that. So these events help us put funds together so that we're able to not only do that, but to prepare for our ongoing budget operations throughout the summer months.
What do you think, in all the years that you've done this, the biggest thing talking to teenagers? What are you doing for them?
You know, the biggest thing that I can say, in all honesty, is that, you know, young people today are just really seeking the truth and want real answers, not just a game anymore. And the young people, for instance, that went last year to camp from our area, and we had a whole busload from Florence and Russellville and Decatur that made a way to camp. And those guys, Gloria, came back saying, you know what, for the first time in my life, I sensed that there was a peace that I'd never felt before while I was at camp. And not only was that peace there, but I brought something back to our area that helped me be a better student during the fall and subsequently right now during spring.
Well, when you can get them when they're teenagers, it certainly helps.
Oh, it's tremendous. Absolutely.
Take care of the boys before they turn into men.
Yes, please. Let's do that.
That is. Well, thank you for all your relief effort you're doing in the Phil Campbell area, too.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about that real quick?
You know, we're working closely with the coaches at Phil Campbell and at Hackleburg. Both those schools were just really, really torn apart. We had 150 kids from UNA's athletic department go down Monday and work in Phil Campbell and helped on the football field and the houses and the things that are around there that have been just decimated by the storm, and then working with a team out of Brantley that is working closely with the Hackleburg teams and the schools at Hackleburg, and we're getting ready to do some major stuff to help them rebuild their stadium. They want to play their home football games at home this coming fall, and quite obviously we're going to have to put in new fencing, put up all the stuff, and everybody knows that our education system doesn't have enough money, and yes, they're going to receive insurance. We understand that, but most of that insurance is going to have to go to rebuild schools and having classrooms and all the things. They don't have
enough money now for supplies.
Absolutely.
So whatever you can do, definitely.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. Do you have a website or anything? How can people get in touch with you?
Just simply go to northalfca.org.
Great. Easy
That's
enough.
easy. NorthALFCA, NorthAlabamaFCA.org. And they can find out about all the events we got coming up during the month of May.
It's going to be a busy May, and if you didn't have time to write that down, you can call me, 603-4848. I'll be happy to put you in touch with Roger.
Hey, I've got a question for Roger.
Yes.
Sure you do.
I've heard that Hackleburg and Phil Campbell were basically hit so hard that you wouldn't even recognize the place.
You will not recognize them. There's no way. The school, for instance, at Hackleburg, that's one of the things that we're working quite obviously closely with and have some good friends down there. No resemblance of anything that you would ever imagine that if you've been there. The entire roof system's all gone. Their stadium, football stadium, is right there in front of the high school. Just totally littered with debris, boards, topping, insulation. It's awful down there. And the same thing at Phil Campbell.
You know, I guess one of the saddest stories I heard, and Mark Thornhill was doing a thing on it last night on 48 because he's from Arab, where the grandparents were in their 50s. They were killed along with their son, his wife, and their grandkid. 5 members of one family were killed over in the Roos community in Marshall County.
Absolutely.
All right, Roger, good to see you again.
Good to see you, James.